So today we're going to dive into Morpho, a protocol that's doing something really interesting in the DeFi lending space. It's not just another player, it's trying to perfect the entire system. We're going to break down exactly how it's squeezing out better rates for both lenders and borrowers, and what that really means for the future of DeFi. But first, let me ask you this. If you're using DeFi right now for lending or borrowing, are you absolutely positive you're getting the best rate possible? Think about it for a second. Are those assets of yours working as efficiently as they could be? It's a really important question, and the answer might just surprise you. Okay, so to really get what Morpho is doing, we have to take a step back and look at the world it's trying to improve. We all know the big names in DeFi lending, right? Protocols like Aave and Compound. And look, they work great, but they've got this kind of hidden inefficiency baked right into their DNA. So the way it usually works is pretty simple. First, lenders, people like you and me, we deposit our crypto into these huge, massive liquidity pools. Second, borrowers come along and they take out loans from that exact same pool. And third, that whole process creates what's called a spread, which is just the difference between the interest rate lenders get paid and the rate borrowers have to pay. Right, and that spread? That's the whole ballgame. It's pure lost efficiency, it's value just left on the table. It represents the extra cash a lender could have earned and all the money a borrower could have saved. This gap, this inefficiency, is exactly what Morpho was built to get rid of. So the big question is, how does Morpho actually fix this? Well, here's the cool part. Morpho isn't trying to be a new Aave or Compound. Nope. Instead, it's a really smart layer that sits right on top of these protocols we already use, and it acts like an optimizer. Honestly, the absolute best way to think about Morpho is like a financial matchmaking service. Instead of your money just going into this one giant anonymous bucket, Morpho's job is to find a specific borrower who needs exactly what you have to lend, creating this perfect direct connection between the two of you. So this whole matchmaking thing has a name, of course. It's called peer-to-peer lending, or P2P. And the whole idea, the whole goal, is to cut out that middleman pool whenever possible. It's all about creating a more direct, and because of that, a much more efficient relationship between the lender and the borrower. And this really shows you the magic. You've got the old way, lender to pool to borrower. Then you have Morpho's way, a direct line from lender to borrower. But here's the absolute genius of it. If Morpho can't find a perfect P2P match for you instantly, your funds just fall back and use the normal Aave or Compound pool. You never, ever stop earning. It's P2P efficiency with a built-in liquidity safety net. It's truly the best of both worlds. Okay, so that's all great in theory, right? But what does this efficiency actually mean for your wallet? At the end of the day, that's what matters. So let's stop talking theory and look at the actual numbers. For lenders, the advantage is, well, it's crystal clear. Remember that inefficiency, that spread we were talking about? When you get rid of it, your returns go up. It's that simple. So where a normal pool might be giving you, say, a 5% APY, Morpho's direct peer-to-peer matching can boost that up to 7% or even higher. That is a huge jump in earnings on the exact same asset. And hey, this isn't just about the lenders. Borrowers get a massive win here too. We're talking about saving 20 to 30% on interest payments. By cutting out that middleman spread, Morpho makes sure that both sides of the deal walk away happier. It's a true win-win. And you might be thinking, okay, cool idea, but is anyone actually using it? Well, the numbers speak for themselves. Morpho has a total value locked, or TVL, of several $billion. That's not just a niche little project anymore. That is serious market validation. It's proof that people are finding real, tangible value here. All right, so of course, a protocol like this has its own token, right? The Morpho token. But what's its job? What does it actually do inside this whole ecosystem? The Morpho token basically wears three hats. First up, it acts as a reward, giving liquidity providers an extra little pickback for participating. Second, it's your ticket to governance. Holding the token gives you a vote on where the protocol goes next. And finally, it's used as fuel to help Morpho expand onto new blockchains. Now, if we look at how the token pie is sliced up, you can see a huge chunk. The biggest one, at 40%, goes straight to the community. That's a really good sign. The team and founders hold 25%, with the rest dedicated to growing the ecosystem and keeping a healthy reserve in the treasury. But let's dig into that 25% for the team, because this part is super important. Their tokens are locked up on a 4-year vesting schedule. Now, this isn't just boring fine print. It's a huge deal.
It means the team is in it for the long haul. It aligns their success with the long-term health of Morpho and prevents them from cashing out early.
Okay, so where does Morpho go from here? Let's take a peek at the roadmap. But also, let's be real and talk about the risks involved. And then we'll wrap it all up with the single most important takeaway from all of this. Morpho's journey has been pretty quick. It was born back in 2022, and by 2023, it was already integrated with the big players. But the really exciting stuff is what's coming next, with a huge focus on layer 2s like Arbitrum, Optimism, and Base. And this is key because it means bringing Morpho's efficiency to places with super low fees, making it way more accessible for everyone. But of course, no project is without risks, and we gotta be honest about them. You've always got the potential for smart contract vulnerabilities. That's a given in DeFi. The lending space is also incredibly competitive. And, like anything in crypto, it's tied to market volatility, and its success really depends on people continuing to use and adopt it. So if you remember just one thing from this whole explainer, make it this. Morpho is an optimizer, not a replacement. Its entire reason for being is to make the DeFi giants we already know and trust even better, faster, and cheaper for all of us. It's working with them, not trying to compete against them. And that really leaves us with this one big question to chew on. Is this P2P optimization layer just perfecting the system that we already have? Or is it something more? A revolutionary step that's actually going to redefine the future of DeFi lending? Only time will tell, but it is going to be fascinating to watch.